Ecuadorian wanted for raping a minor and arrested in Boston. An extreme threat to kids. A fugitive wanted in Ecuador for raping a child. A fugitive wanted for raping a child in Ecuador has been arrested in Boston. The man, described as an extreme threat to kids, is wanted in his home country for raping a minor and invasion of privacy. He has not been named. The individual was apprehended by deportation officers on June 12th near his home in Northampton, Massachusetts. Todd Lyons, ERO Boston Field Office Director, said the Ecuadorian fugitive is facing some very serious charges, but instead of facing the justice system, he fled and attempted to take refuge in Massachusetts. He posed a significant threat to our community's children, and we cannot allow that to continue. We continue to prioritize the public safety by apprehending and removing egregious non-citizen offenders from New England. The Ecuadorian non-citizen was arrested by U.S. Border Patrol June 2012 after he unlawfully entered the country near San Luis, Arizona. He was issued a notice to appear before an immigration judge and released from custody. In May 2023, authorities in Ecuador issued an arrest warrant for this man as a fugitive from justice after being charged with rape of a minor and invasion of privacy. So, I don't know if you heard that as I was talking, but I'll say it again. The individual was apprehended by deportation officers on June 12th near his home in Northampton, Massachusetts. This Ecuadorian fugitive is facing some very serious charges, but instead of facing the justice system, he fled and attempted to take refuge in Massachusetts. That alone speaks for itself about the so-called vetting process of the Biden administration's asylum officers. He came here in 2012. And I can't help but ask the question, did Obama have anything to do with letting this guy stay in the country? Because as you know, 2012 was the start of Obama's second term. It doesn't exactly say when he committed the crime. He was arrested in June. Ecuador put out an arrest warrant for him May. So I'm just going to go with this line of thinking. He came here illegally in June 2012 because that's probably when he committed the crime. Obama had to know about that. Obama had to have seen the record, and he just let him in anyway. And here we are a decade later, and finally he's being arrested. We all know that Democrats would gladly sacrifice the bodily autonomy of an American citizen, whether that be a child or an adult, by forcibly raping them. They're willing to sacrifice that in order to comfort an illegal alien criminal. We know that. And it can also be as extreme as Democrats are willing to make a sacrifice of an American life, whenever an illegal immigrant decides to kill an American citizen. They're willing to sacrifice that life in order to protect the criminal, illegal alien. Fortunately, I don't think that should be the case. Which is why we should allow police officers, or even natural-born citizens of the United States, if either of those people see an immigrant that doesn't look like they have papers, they should be able to stop them without fear of being sued. Here's the thing. This guy raped a child in Ecuador. He raped one of his own. Imagine what he would do to our children. Democrat sanctuary cities like Massachusetts can't be willing to potentially endanger thousands of children in order to appease one illegal alien fleeing criminal persecution, an actual criminal persecution, for actually committing a crime against a minor. That's another thing I want to know. Why is it okay to potentially endanger lives of American citizens in order to appear like we're being compassionate to illegal aliens who are going to commit crimes here? Why is that okay, but at the same time, it's not okay and it's labeled discrimination? You want to target these people who may actually be here illegally and may actually be willing to commit crimes. We have to find a way to get them off the streets. And in my opinion, and I think it's a fact as well, whatever you want to say about stop and frisk, so be it. But that was an effective policy. What do I have in my pocket right now? This doesn't fucking matter at all, but I got my stupid fucking vape pen. Went to the casino the other day. I won some fucking money, as you can see, dude. A lot of 50s, 20s. A dollar bill. Looks like a fucking receipt of some sort in a dollar bill. A penny right here. Come on. And a key, okay? You see it right there? I got my wallet in this pocket. I have my keys right here. And more money. I have a 5 and a 1 over here. I'm sorry, that's a 10. And another 20, okay? How hard is that? So, if Democrats have such an easy time justifying putting American lives in danger and the safety of American citizens in danger, in jeopardy, I mean, just to appease illegal alien criminals, why can't we do the same thing but reverse? I mean, it's not even really reverse. Make illegal and legal immigrants both a little uncomfortable, okay? Just a little bit uncomfortable. In order to assure the safety of American citizens, both by saving their lives and basically preventing other crimes from being committed by stopping and frisking them, paperwork or whatever else they may have in their pockets. There is one correct way to get into this country as a foreigner. That is through the legal process. Again, like I said before, we have too many illegal and legal immigrants, both of them. So unfortunately, we're going to have to stop that. But as soon as we deport all the illegal aliens, we'll think about doing the legal way again. We'll think about it. I'm a proponent of legal immigration. But right now, immigration is at an all-time high. In nearly 4 years in office, President Joe Biden has let in the same amount of illegal foreign citizens that Ellis Island accepted in 60 years. Between 1892 and 1954, perhaps the height of the melting pot, Americanization, more than 12 million legal immigrants came through Ellis Island. Yet under Biden, U.S. Customs and Border Protection have encountered more than 9.4 million illegal immigrants in fewer than 4 fiscal years. That number represents encounters with illegally present foreigners nationwide and not strictly at the southern border. These estimates also understate the true presence of foreign-born illegal migrants, as there is no way to account for those who evade encounters. If Biden is voted out of office this fall, by the time he leaves office, the number of illegally present foreigners he allowed into the United States is likely to approach Ellis Island's 12 million, assuming current record-breaking numbers of illegal entries continue. That number would also likely continue increasing even further should Biden win re-election. Okay, so we're almost there. We gotta do a bunch of stuff. Number 1, reduce the amount of foreign people in this country. Largest deportation in human history. I fucked that up. The largest deportation operation in human history. Reduce the amount of foreign people in this country. Number 2, have more American families. Have more American children. Try to get your girlfriend/wife pregnant around the ages of 19 to 29, late teens, late 20s. That's the peak fertility rate for females, so there should be no complications when the baby is born. I understand that's a lot to ask. A lot of these women nowadays, a lot of these young women, they want to focus on careers rather than families. And I get it. I do. I was going to say I get that and I get it at the same time. And I get it. It's sad, but I get it. Whatever the case may be, if you get your wife pregnant older and there are complications, whatever the complication may be, hopefully medical science will have enough funding one day so there will be no more necessary abortions because of a so-called complication. We have to somehow train our scientists and our medical technicians to be able to encounter any curveball life throws at us. And here's another thing I want to say too. This is from 2023, okay? Arizona's abortion law impact on families with fetal complications. Right away they bring up miscarriage, fetal complications. So the doctor says the baby won't be viable outside the womb. That would be considered an ectopic pregnancy. Now again, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a medical technician, I'm not a doctor. But if there was a way, let's say a woman comes in with an ectopic pregnancy. That means the egg is outside of the womb. Now, if there was some way to get to the womb, and we could take that egg and preserve it, if there was a way if there was a way that could be done. Again, I'm not a medical professional. I don't even know if this can be done. And that's why I'm saying we need to train our doctors, our scientists, our medical professionals in order so they can potentially save an ectopic pregnancy. They will be trained to deal with an ectopic pregnancy or any other medical complications there would be, potentially. And I guess that's pretty much all we have to do, right? So let's go over it again. The largest mass deportation operation in human history. Reduce the amount of foreign people we have in this country. Have more American children. Fund medical science, in which we will have doctors and medical professionals more than capable of being able to deal with a potential fetal complication. Well, where are we going to get this funding from, huh? Stop giving it to foreign countries. As far as this guy goes, he's arrested right now. He's in jail. Actually, I don't even know if he's arrested. But the point is, he should have been deported back to Ecuador to face those charges. We do not have an obligation to deal with this person. He is not a member of this country.